What's up, YouTube? Deadrock here, bringing a video today, and today we're gonna be going over doing something a little bit different, actually. Obviously, you guys notice I'm not in my new recording setup, or like, I guess it's just right there, but I don't have the background and all that stuff. That's because this is pretty much just gonna be like a rant video. I have no really formal outline of what the discussion's really gonna go into, what it's going to only include, and stuff like that. And that's just because I want to talk about dual power and some of the responses I've seen, or just like what my total thoughts on the set are. Yeah, like overall. And first off, I want to talk about, in my opinion, there's been mixed review or mixed reactions on this set from the player base. Um, one one thing about reprint sets like that, it does hurt vendors and people who want to resell. But I think that this is overall good for the game. I don't think vendors should always be worried about these reprints coming into the game, because realistically they want to sell. Like, vendors are still trying to sell sealed product as well. They do still make money from that. So when something that's sealed and that sells really well, like, you get a product like this, they're still gonna make money off it. So I don't really worry for the vendors too much. Besides, unless you're a vendor who's just specializes in singles, and yeah, it kind of sucks to be you, but you probably should choose a bit better of a business plan, to be honest. So don't really rely on it too much. Just singles. Remember, if you want to be a vendor, I definitely think opening a store and selling sealed product is probably the way to go. Also, I want to talk about like gameplay, and first off, I want to say, like, I do own all these cards that are being reprinted. I own all of them, right, guys? Like, don't, right? I own all of them. So, like, it's not, I'm not biased here or anything, but I see a lot of people complaining that, like, these are all being reprinted. Ash is going to be reprinted for the third time now. Ghost Ogre, I think, is getting reprinted for the third time now. And a lot of people are actually complaining about this, or like Impermanence is being reprinted. All these things are being reprinted because they invested so much money into their cards, and now that they just lose their investment. But I still think, I think that's dumb as a player, because I think that reprints, and this is good. I don't think, like, I think that they have not been reprinted for a reasonable amount of time. Flames of Destruction was this summer, where this isn't until out till the spring in April. So I definitely think, like, that was a good amount of time between the reprint. I think it's also, like, for Impermanence anyway, it's a generic card that should have access to most people, just like how Effect Failure was. Remember when Effect Failure was only had no reprints? It was insane too, right? So I think that it's actually fair, because if more people have more access to these cards, there's going to be more competition. It's just going to be better for us overall. So yeah, it's just really good for the game, despite people like me who are going to lose investments. But, like, realistically, I want to look at this right now. I won't have the screen up. I want to look at the price. I'll just let you guys know what the price is here of Impermanence. Still, like, I'm sure it's still a decent price here. A decent price point. And I don't think that it's reprinting or, like, hurting your players. Like, yeah, it's kind of sucks when you invest in a secret and it gets reprinted, but just know, like, still, like, there's to see, like, right now the price of these are still $85 a piece, and that's because they haven't been reprinted yet, and the reprint's not out till April. So there's still many events that people are going to need this card, which is one of the arguments. You can take that argument both ways, if good and bad, because that means I'm going to need to invest in this card if I want to play at the highest level, and that means if I have to invest into it going to an event late and before the reprint, then it may suck for me. But at the same time, I also have the opportunity now to take this card and get about $80 for it. Probably get a little bit less, because people know a reprint's coming, so they're not going to pick it up unless there's a deal or they extremely need the card. So I might get rid of it for 70, even though I picked it up for 80, right? It's about you got to cut your losses to a minimum and take it back and put it into your collection, and know how to invest in these cards that you've invested in for the year, for the competitive year, and then invest in new cards that you think are going to be good for the next competitive year, or even trade them into your local vendor, your local store who wants to take them. Trade them in there, get credit, save your credit until new cards come out that you need, like maybe Guard Dragons, for example, and stuff like that. I think I think reprints are good for the game. I definitely like people having access to cards because it gives me the most competitive environment. Also, like, there's a big debate between casual and competitive. And the casual and competitive, I feel like there'd just be less of a debate if my casual friends who played their $50 decks had access to Ash Blossoms and stuff like that, they may be more inclined to play the more meta decks because of that, and then it just gets better for the game in general. So I definitely think mass access to these cards are really, really, really good. That's just kind of like my opinion on it. I hate it. I see it's on Zodiac, like, you kind of expect to see dumb things said. So, like, I do expect it on that, but like, even just like YouTube in general, even comment section, it's just been like really stupid. I feel like a lot of people have been complaining about how these cards have been reprinted and they just pick them up or stuff like that. It's make investments. Me picking up my impermanence, I picked 2 up at Nats and then 1 just recently at the regional, so I just picked up 1 pretty recently too, and I'm not even salty about it. I still feel like I have access to this card. I can play this card for the next few months before it gets reprinted. I feel like the price point on it is still gonna remain a decent value. Have you guys seen how nice Impermanence looks as a card, like a nice trap card as a secret? Like, the Ultra will not look half as good as this. Like, honestly, I do think that if you're going to like reprint, so Ghost Ogre's like getting reprinted for the 3rd time, right? I make sure I have the secrets. Many people are gonna make sure they had the ultis. I'm a fan of the secret Ghost Girl, so that's why I don't really have ultis. Plus, I don't know. I love ulti, but I haven't really found it worth it to pick up ultis for Ghost Ogres yet. But like, that's the thing. Like, having these higher rarities, investing in those, like, so I definitely wouldn't say Ghost Ogre Ultra Rare was a good investment call, because realistically, it's never going to be the highest rarity. There's always going to be something that's more sought after than the Ultra, and that's just how it's going to go. Just like how Impermanence, that's how it's going to go, because these will retain value. So maybe instead of being $90 for my secrets may be $30, $35, $40, and I think that's fair. I believe Impermanence will probably hit around $40 and stay there after the reprint, as long as it's not like insanely short printed. But it's definitely interesting to see. I just really hate some of the reactions I get when this is a really good thing for Yu-Gi-Oh! And there's been overwhelming amount of like good reactions. I do want to say that, so it's good. But I definitely think this is good. We will see a market shift when this set comes out. Just what cards are the priciest, but definitely invest in the set. Like, Power Duel is gonna be insane. I think I'm gonna have to make some investments in Power Duel. Anyway, guys, that's all it for today. I'll have a video tomorrow with the channel update, and then I'm gonna be gone for like a few days. So yeah, anyway, guys, please comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. This was just a little bit of a rant. We'll talk it later. See you.